obviously, as we've said, you work in the contractor, remodeling sort of space. Do you want to break down what that actually entails for people that don't understand anything about marketing or about what you'd be doing for these people? Do you want to kind of break down the job role you have there?
Yeah. So essentially, you know, I hate saying it because it sounds like every other marketer, but I run ads on Facebook and Instagram for contractors or remodeling companies. So people that are doing like kitchen remodels, bathroom remodels. Your bathroom is ugly, you want to get it redone, you're calling this company. We're putting ads out on Facebook and Instagram. We started doing something actually after my first employer. This was actually kind of inspired by the coronavirus thing. We just were able to improve our service. So instead of just sending them a lead, right, we became more than a lead generation company. So we actually send them to a messenger system built out. We use ManyChat, whether you use any of those, whatever. So we send them there to actually pre-qualify them a bit more and also create a better like user experience, right? Yeah. Rather than just some lead form with a bunch of questions, we're creating a back and forth conversation with that lead before the business talks to them. And we're making sure they're qualified. They're the homeowner. They're looking to get started in the next few months, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And then once they meet those qualifications, then we're sending them to the company we're working with. So now it's a little more than lead generation. We do, some remarketing and other stuff there. When I worked for that remodeling company, I was setting appointments for them on the phone. I was one of the top performers in their call center. So we also have like an appointment setting course teaching them how to call these leads, how to talk to them, how to set the appointments. So that's kind of our service in a nutshell. We've become a little bit more than just a lead generation company, but yeah, we're serving contractors, interior remodeling companies, getting them in front of the right people, getting them to the appointment so they can go and sell the job.
And so you're saying you actually offer essentially sales training for these people and like essentially sales scripts on how to close and how to get these conversions?
So we don't like teach them how to close the job. It's one thing I have in the back of my mind for something I want to do in the future. Like I want to bring in somebody that's really good at sales in this space and have them do like a coaching call with my clients once a month. But that's long-term. Like that's probably not going to happen for at least a year or so. Right. So we're just at that point where it makes sense. But no, so we don't do a lot with the closings. You know, we essentially say like, look, if you're willing to be coachable and put in the work, we can do everything to get you in front of the right people. Yeah. Like you do still have to sell the job, you know? So.
Yeah. So how does that compare then? Obviously I know a little bit, but how does that compare to other niches? And I mean, in terms of like workload, in terms of ROI, ROAS, how does that kind of play out for you?
Yeah. I mean, I think every niche is going to have its issues, right? There's no perfect niche. I think that's one thing people get confused a lot. They want to find the perfect niche. There isn't one. They're all going to have their issues. As far as like ROAS, so what I just know about the space, right? Because I used to work for one of these companies and now I work with a bunch of them. A lot of these remodeling companies are focused on getting under a 10% cost of marketing. So if they put $1 in, they want to get $10 in revenue back. For most of them, that's a good number to hit. So me knowing that, that's cool. I can reverse engineer these numbers and see if they're going to be successful using our system or not.
Yeah. So that's just a break-even point then, is it?
No, not necessarily. Each company is going to have their own break-even point. And every company has a slightly different profit margin, right? But generally across the board, like if you're a decently sized remodeling company and you can get a lead source, right? Whether it's us, whether it's Home Advisor, any of these lead sources, and you can keep it under 10% cost of marketing, you're going to be well in the green. That's a lead source you're really happy with.
Cool. That's awesome. So obviously I assume that it is a much higher, not a conversion rate, a much higher conversion value. So it obviously costs more to acquire. Sorry, let me reword this so it doesn't sound dreadful. I assume it costs more to acquire each customer because it is such a high ticket industry that you're working in?
To some degree, right? Like, yes, your cost per lead is going to be more than if you're marketing for gyms or for chiropractors, right? It's going to be more, but like you said, that's okay because it's a much higher conversion value. Yeah. So like same thing with new construction homes. We don't do a lot of that, but there are a lot of companies that they only do new construction.
Right.
That's cool. Like we could do that. We would expect those leads to be really expensive. That's okay though, because when you close one, you're going to be closing a quarter to $500,000, if not more, dollar home on a 10-20% profit. Like you're fine with paying a lot to acquire that customer, because your margin still makes up.